What is happening, YouTube? Smoking my Stanwell 401 9 mil. And I'm going to review this morning Esoterica Tilbury, a broadcut extra mature Virginia. Tobacco Reviews said that it's Virginia and Burley, and some people talked about some kind of fruit, mild fruit casing, apricot or something like that. So this is my first non-English esoterica, blended exclusively for Orango Cigar by J.F. Germain and Son. So Tilbury is a broadcut extra mature Virginia. I think I said that, sorry. It's like this fine ribbon cut. Let's see if I can show you guys. You can see. Looks a little bit brighter on screen. Some sour tang, vinegar-like notes. Kind of that darker fermented Virginia. Kind of pruny. Some fruity notes. Some of these have some nice crystals starting to form, so that's always good. And it took a little while to get going. I shot a video before this, but wanted to be more concise on my notes instead of me trying to sift through and find these flavors. And this is the only time that I relit. Other than that, it didn't need a relight, but it's one of those blends that it takes a little while to get going, and really about halfway through the bowl is when it really starts to shine. Mind you, I just cracked it. Oh, hold up, man. I cracked it like beans, man. I was like, rah, and I cracked it open, but I forgot I did that. Anyway. This is going to be a blend that is going to benefit with age, I really think. Put a couple of years age on it, and I think the Virginias will only taste even better. In the first half of the bowl, the Virginias were mainly this, the kind of characteristic grassy flavors, a little bit of bread. The bread notes really settle in halfway down and further. And the burleys, I think, mainly contribute the coolness of the smoke. Now, sometimes I do get like this underlying framing sweetness of the burleys, kind of a muted brown sugar or molasses, kind of like, I mentioned this before, if you toast it, cook it, or kind of burn it, and you get this really dark caramelized brown sugar smell. You get like an essence of that sweetness, and that really just kind of frames the Virginia as well. Retrohale, you get that darker brown sugar notes. This part of the bowl, the first half of the bowl on the retrohale, still very smooth and cool, but you get some of that kind of fruit essence that some people talk about. If I didn't read that, I probably wouldn't have originally said that. But I see it now in accordance with those dark aged Virginias. You get kind of that prune fruit taste. So overall, great smoke, even fresh out the tin. Moisture level wasn't that bad at all. And I'm very surprised at how smooth, how round and cool the smoke stays. And you can't puff on it hard. I was really chasing flavors when I tried that first video, trying to talk about what I was tasting. And I was drawing on it hard and getting really thick, creamy, chewy smoke, but not overheating the bowl at all. And it's good quality. You can tell why this is a great brand, in that it's, you know, kind of a beacon in old traditional tobaccos. Yeah, I definitely wish I was able to get a bag of it. Was it 8 ounces to come in? The thing with esotericas, though, is that as amazing as they are, you can find just as great tobacco, you know, that's available and that's cheap. Well, depending where you are in the world. Of course, I speak as an American citizen. If I had to summarize it all, brown sugar sweetness with some figgy or pruny Virginia. None of that tang in the nose on the tin translates at all, which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes I'm in mood for some Virginias that you can feel the tang and taste the sour. But this one is a delicious blend. But yeah, like, I'm gonna enjoy every bit of this tin. I'm gonna age some. I'll be a little disappointed when it's done. And if I ever come across it again, I'll definitely get it. But I'm not gonna like snipe online stores. You know, I'm not gonna count calendar months and days and try and get drops in and buy a sleeve of tins. Like, how much of that is in the prestige of the name Esoterica, right? Like the brand loyalty. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this is not an outstanding tobacco. I definitely would probably save this though, probably, you know, at the most once a week. And that'll last me a few months, a couple months, maybe less. I don't know, my ration no more. if it was readily available, I'd smoke this a lot. Alright, well there you go guys, that's my first impression of Esoterica's Tilbury. Nick Hit is kind of in the mid range, and as the bowl gets further down, I can get a little bit more of that fruit essence sweetness. But like I said, I don't know. I wouldn't have said that. I would have just said this is a good. I would have thought it was the sweetness of the matured Virginias. There are some passing notes of almost like a pineapple-y sweetness, which is why I see why people say there's some kind of casing. So yeah, oh yeah, and overall with the brown sugar, some of that fruit sweetness and breadiness, the Virginia, which is what my favorite aspect of Virginias are for sure, is a nice toasty breadiness that some of them bring, and that comes towards the end of the mid to end of the bowl. So anyway, there's my impressions. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Be careful out there. Stay safe. I love y'all. Catch you later.